Hey everyone, welcome back to Everyday English Talks. I'm so glad you're here today because we're diving into something that's honestly a little too familiar for all of us: shopping.
Oh, yes, the magical world of shopping, where we walk in for toothpaste and somehow walk out with candles, snacks, and a new coffee mug we didn't need.
Exactly. I swear, there's something in the air of every store that whispers, "You deserve it."
And somehow our brain says, yes, I totally do. But jokes aside, shopping is such a huge part of modern life. From groceries to gadgets, from local markets to online stores.
And it's not just about buying things, it's about choices, emotions, and habits. So today, we'll explore the English we use when shopping and the psychology behind it.
That's right. You'll learn tons of useful phrases, expressions, and idioms people use every day when they shop. And who knows, you might even start thinking differently about how you spend your money.
All right then, let's go shopping! Part 1. Everyday shopping moments.
So tell me honestly, are you more of an in-store shopper or an online shopper?
Good question. I'd say both. I love walking around in stores, especially grocery stores. It's kind of relaxing. But for clothes and gadgets, I'm totally online.
Same here. You know, online shopping has spoiled us. We don't even have to move from the couch. Just a few clicks and boom, a package shows up 2 days later.
That's dangerous, though. You go online to just browse, and suddenly you've spent $100.
That's why one of my favorite English expressions is window shopping. It means looking at things in stores or online, but not actually buying them.
Yes, and we all pretend we're window shopping, but deep down, we know something's going into the cart.
Exactly. And speaking of the cart, that's another word you'll hear often. Your shopping cart or shopping basket. Even when you're shopping online, you click Add to Cart.
By the way, have you ever added something to your cart just to feel good, then never actually bought it?
Oh, all the time. It's like emotional window shopping. You fill your cart, imagine owning all those things, and then close the tab before your bank account cries.
True, but let's talk about real-life shopping. Do you remember your first big shopping experience?
Yeah, I remember going to the mall with my friends in high school. We spent hours trying on clothes, taking selfies, and comparing discounts. It wasn't about buying, it was about hanging out.
That's so true. Shopping can actually be social. And in English, when we say retail therapy, it means shopping to make yourself feel better emotionally.
Right, like after a tough week, you buy something small and it lifts your mood. But it's funny, sometimes that happiness only lasts until the credit card bill arrives.
The happiness ends when the payment begins.
Exactly. But that's real life, right? We chase small moments of joy. By the way, what's one thing you always end up buying, even if you don't need it?
Coffee mugs. I don't know why. I already have like 10, but if I see one with a cool design, I can't resist.
Same here. For me, it's notebooks. I keep buying them, but never finish any. It's like I believe every new notebook will somehow change my life.
That's such a universal feeling. And that brings us to another idiom: to give in to temptation. It means you couldn't resist buying something.
Yes, like I told myself I wouldn't buy it, but I gave in to temptation.
Vocabulary moments. All right, listeners, let's quickly review a few phrases you've just heard.
First, window shopping. That means looking, not buying.
Second, retail therapy. Shopping to feel better emotionally.
Third, to give into temptation. It means you can't resist doing something you want, even if you shouldn't.
Let's repeat them together. Window shopping, retail therapy, to give in to temptation. Nice job! Part 2. The psychology of shopping.
You know, sometimes I think shopping isn't about what we buy, it's about how we feel when we buy it.
Absolutely. Shopping is emotional. We buy things that make us feel in control, successful, or loved.
Yes, it's like every item has a small story behind it. That shirt reminds you of summer. That perfume reminds you of someone.
Exactly. But sometimes we shop just because we're bored or lonely or stressed. That's why people say, don't shop with your emotions.
And yet, we all do. It's interesting how marketing plays with our minds. The smell of fresh bread in a supermarket or the limited offer sign online.
Yes, those phrases like buy one, get one free, or last chance, they trigger our fear of missing out.
That's right. And even in English, we have a term for it, FOMO, fear of missing out.
Exactly. It's like, what if everyone else gets it and I don't?
But the thing is, when we buy too much, we end up owning things we don't even use.
That's so true. There's a saying, we buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't know.
Wow, that's powerful. It reminds me of the time I tried to look successful by buying expensive clothes for a job I didn't even get.
I've been there. I once bought designer shoes because I thought they'd boost my confidence. They just boosted my debt.
At least you looked confident while being broke.
True, but jokes aside, that experience taught me something. We don't need more things. We need more awareness.
Yes, shopping wisely means knowing why we buy, not just what we buy.
And that's what makes this conversation practical, learning the language, but also the mindset behind it. Part 3, Story Moment.
You know, that reminds me of a friend I had in college. She used to shop every weekend. Clothes, accessories, shoes, it was her routine.
Was she a fashion lover?
Kind of. But later she told me shopping made her feel like she was in control of her life. She was struggling with stress, exams, relationships, and buying things gave her temporary relief.
That's deep. So what happened later?
Eventually, she realized she was spending more than she could afford. One day she looked at all her stuff and said, "None of this makes me feel better anymore." That day she started selling what she didn't need and began saving instead.
Wow, that's inspiring. It shows that shopping isn't bad, but when it controls us, that's when we lose balance.
Exactly. Now she says she practices mindful shopping.
That's a great phrase, mindful shopping. It means thinking carefully before you buy, asking yourself, do I really need this or do I just want it?
Yes, and it's something we all can practice, no matter where we live.
Speaking of that, I've noticed cultural differences too. In America, shopping malls are a big weekend activity. But in Europe, people often buy locally from small shops or farmers markets.
That's true. And in many Asian countries, bargaining is a normal part of shopping. You don't just accept the price, you negotiate.
Right. And even online, we kind of do that with discount codes and coupons. Everyone loves a good deal. Vocabulary moment 2. All right, listeners, let's quickly review some more expressions.
First, FOMO. That means fear of missing out, when you buy something just because you don't want to miss the opportunity.
Second, mindful shopping, buying carefully and consciously.
Third, to haggle, to negotiate the price of something.
Let's repeat them together. FOMO, mindful shopping, to haggle. Good job. Part 4, online versus real shopping.
So let's talk about the difference between online and real-world shopping. Which one do you think is better?
Honestly, I miss the real experience. Talking to people, feeling the product, walking through aisles. Online shopping is convenient, but it's lonely.
Yes, and there's also that moment when you realize, oh no, it doesn't look like the picture.
Yes, or the size doesn't fit, or you wait 2 weeks for something that arrives broken.
And then you spend another hour talking to customer service. That's when you learn a whole new vocabulary.
Exactly. Like words like refund, replacement, warranty, and tracking number.
And the phrase, "I'd like to return this, please." That's something everyone should know.
Yes. In polite English, you can say, "Excuse me, I'd like to return this item. It doesn't fit."
Or, "Could I get a refund, please?" Simple, polite, and useful.
Shopping teaches us so much about communication, politeness, patience, even small talk.
Exactly. Like when a cashier says, "Did you find everything okay?" And you reply, "Yes, thank you, just this for today."
That's everyday English, small but powerful. Mini reflection.
You know, after all this talk about shopping, I realized something. It's not about never spending money, it's about spending it wisely.
Yes, smart shopping isn't about being cheap. It's about being intentional.
Exactly, because when we buy with awareness, we value what we have more.
And that's the practical side of today's episode. It's not about saying, don't buy. It's about asking, why am I buying? Vocabulary recap and challenge.
All right, let's quickly recap today's top expressions.
Window